Welcome, travelers. Seems like you're looking for a story. Well, I got one for you. It involves adventure, friendship, and all sorts of...
Earl, why don't you tell him about that time I stole that big-ass melon?
Yeah, I was going for more...
Or you could tell him about the time I kicked her ass, Earl.
I wouldn't ever tell him.
Do I need to get my ref gear on?
Okay, everyone, shut up. Now come with me as I tell you a story from afar. Hey everybody, my name's David. I'm the DM for From Afar Podcast. A From Afar Podcast is all about four friends separated by distance, but brought together by adventure. Hope you all stop by and give us a listen. Thanks.
Welcome everybody back to Stranger Damies. This is episode 108. I believe that's correct. You
can edit it if it's not.
Yeah, I can't keep track of days anymore with this quarantine. But so we just finished last episode here, where for the first time ever at the end of a session, we had two characters that were dead. Will one of them stay dead? We'll find out. But you guys were confronted by Hutijin, who sort of walked around the Tal'Dorei Council chambers after stopping time with a stopwatch, and basically did the Bond villain thing of just walking around, sort of taunting you and telling you his plan a little bit. And while in the middle of his speech, he decided to go ahead and kill Teddy, and just stabbed him right through the heart. And it looked like the blade that he pulled out took his essence, and then he dropped to goop and disappeared away, just like Scissor did when you guys defeated him. So you can assume what may have happened. And then after battling for a little bit, Hutijin decided to just get out of Dodge, grabbed Trybecka, and teleported out of the room, out of your sight. And then at the very end, the same words at the beginning of the episode that killed O'Craig was pointed and directed at Zakara, and an old friend of Pizza Tacos pointed out and said, "Morning Star," and then Zakara dropped dead on the floor. So we cut back into there, and you, Pizza Tacos, have Brom, the Minister of Law, with a knife to his throat and his pants on the ground. And you see this familiar face, missing an eye, come and turn and look at you under a hood, as you just seen him pretty much kill your friend across the room.
And I say, Kieran?
Good boy, Pizza Tacos. You still remember.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
What the fuck did you just do?
Yeah. No,
Besides the fact that I thought you were dead.
Oh, I'm so glad that you came back and tried to look for me there. Good friend.
Yeah, you were dead. What am I doing looking for somebody that's dead?
Yeah, apparently I am not dead.
Yeah, you could have told me that.
Yeah,
several years ago.
Yeah, so I gained some powers, as you can tell, and you sort of see, his arms are crackling with like bluish green energy, as he looks up at you. You notice the symbol on his back. That is a circle, all in red, with a upside down triangle and a bunch of different. I'll put it up on the Stranger Damies Twitter feed for anybody listening to kind of see it. But you notice that symbol, and he's like, I got myself some new friends. And then he just looks over at Zakar and goes, well, you better go help that one out. And poof, and he disappears.
I have one request.
Yes.
It's that the people that tell me they're dead stay dead, and the people that tell me they're one form of or another just are that form. Like, why is everybody something else? People.
Brom goes, I don't know what you're talking about. Why are my pants on the floor?
And so you wouldn't run away.
Okay, I guess that works.
Hutijin.
And he says, he's like, that letter looks completely fine. It's signed by the head of the Platinum Sanctuary, Lady Kima, under Platinum Sanctuary law, because they deal with Tiamat. We had to put those, and he looks over and he sees just Fred standing over there and goes, those three? Where'd the other two go? And he goes, points to Fred, and then all the guards in the room sort of walk over towards Fred. And says,
Wait. All the guards should technically be still frozen? Because spell magic is only one creature that I touch.
Yeah. And then, let me finish my sentence. And he goes, or I should say, you're correct. Thanks for the correction. So he goes, and he notices that no one else in the room is moving at his command there. And he goes, the hell is going on?
Yeah, so as I was saying, sorry, I'm going to lower the dagger just a little bit. Okay. Still don't trust you. Hutijin was here. Was he supposed to be here?
Yes, he had said that he had brought evidence that would match up with the decree that we had been given, that you have in your hands. That proved that those three over there, two of them creatures from hell, and another one, their leader in disguise, were sent here to raise Tiamat and destroy our world. Okay,
so when pressed for the evidence, and you're a man of law, I assume.
Yes.
He could not produce said evidence. Is that standard?
Yeah, he said that when you guys would get here, he'd be able to show us the evidence. So that's why
he didn't have any. Just so you know.
I'm going to go over to Zakara and pick her head up. You guys, I think she's dead. Should we do something? Do we not like her? What are we doing
in
here?
A minute, Bort. She's not going anywhere. So, as I was saying...
I think there's only a certain amount of time.
Bort, we've done this before. It'll be fine.
What is Astaroth doing right now, Mark?
Yeah, he's down on the floor cradling your body.
Okay.
Anyway, as I was saying, human law guy. What was his name?
Brom.
What's your name, by the way? Brom Bullpants? What?
Yeah, Gold Hand.
Brahma Bull?
Brom. Yeah. He didn't produce that evidence. Seems like oversight. And then froze time for these guys that are still frozen, and Freddy over there. Freddy, wave. Yep, that's Freddy.
Yeah, Fred.
I'm waving.
So then the turtle bum rushed Hutijin despite everybody thinking that was a bad idea. And we got into a little bit of a skirmish. Then he amscrayed with Ariel, who is also my girlfriend. So I'm not happy about that because I just got her back. I got to do this all over again. Really not digging that. So do you know where he hangs out? Where he would take somebody that he took, and if you want to pick up your pants, you can pick up your pants. I'm not gonna, knife you. Where am I?
So he
also
up his
killed
pants,
someone.
And
There's that.
He goes, so he's like, well, if you can figure out a way to show me that, and he points to the thing from the Platinum Sanctuary, is not real, or you go to them and get them to rescind it, I have to
the silver-tongued devil lied to you. It's very obvious what happened here.
And he's shaking
Why
his
are
head.
you
He's like,
so convinced by him?
that can't happen. Does anybody
want? It did. He done did it.
And then somebody. Does anybody want to actually take a look at the letter? Roll an investigation check on it, like.
It's in my hands, right?
Pizza tacos, yeah.
I just want to know why the all-powerful council invited a devil to be here. I feel like that's...
It's a 25, by the way.
25.
I feel like that's...
you notice that around opposite? Where the where all the names are and the signature at the bottom, that there's some magic on the paper there that is seen because you do have a jack of all trades with Arcana. You can read it, but you don't.
Can I dispel it?
Yeah. So you do dispel magic, and he has a shocked look in his face as he sees basically all the text disappear on it except for a few standard words that would be in a standard letter, like I hereby, stuff like that is all that's left on the letter. And he goes, Jesus Christ.
So you didn't,
What was that?
ask for the evidence. It was the first thing I did, and I'm a fake lawyer.
Well, we have to have, as much as we dislike the Hells, at least the ambassadors and the emissaries from that plane, we do have to be slightly cordial with, just so they don't come into it and invade the material plane here.
There's a difference between slightly cordial and believing every word they say.
Yeah, and just standard protocol. It's like, I have this decree, and here's the evidence. Wait, you don't have any evidence. No, it's what the Wyld Stallynz have it. And it's like,
he says, he's like, this is all, my head's so foggy.
I slap him. How's your head foggy now?
Can I do? Can I insight check these guys?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
All right.
How's your head now? Is it good?
Like, that hurt.
Is it clearer?
19.
19. You can tell that he is very confused and agrees with what Pizza Tacos is saying, and it doesn't know why he didn't do it. And he's just trying to think of everything that's happened in the last, 30 minutes or so, and what has led to this situation here.
You guys are supposed to be so powerful, and you trust this devil, and now one of us is dead. DED, dead.
It's
There's
true.
no one going to do anything
he's
about
right.
this.
Well,
He's
we've
like-
got it covered. It's fine.
What do you mean you got it covered?
He's like, all right, here's what I'll do.
Can someone do something, please?
And he looks over at Fred. He's like, we're not going to keep you in prison, but I do technically need to keep you in the bounds of the city in case if the Platinum Sanctuary actually does come. I don't need to be fighting them and the Hells at the same time. So just stay in town.
If I'm here, then I'm gonna fight you.
Okay, so I would rather not need to fight anybody.
Okay.
In
However,
this situation.
if Hutijin leaves with Ariel, then technically he is taking someone that shouldn't be leaving Amon out of Amon. So technically he's also, breaking the law. So then he should be taken under arrest. So then you would have to fight him. So it's in your best interest to find this woman now, so you wouldn't have to fight the Hells.
Yeah, and he's like,
Yeah, you should probably do something about this.
he goes, all right, this is, I have to, there's somebody I can speak to kind of get this all straightened out and maybe figure some things out, but I need some time to call them.
I slap him again. I say, you need to move faster, man.
He goes, okay.
Time is of the essence. We got a fugitive on our hands.
And he goes, all right. And then as he starts to move, you see that there's a flash in the room, and then everybody else that was frozen just falls to the ground.
All right.
And
Dead?
You got to brief these people now, because I can't have this conversation again.
he goes, all right, I will take care of that. Just go find somewhere to hang out, even if it's just outside on the steps or whatever, and I'll summon you back in once I get the expert in here to talk about this. I think we need to figure out something to do with the Hells right now.
Hey,
And
Mark,
he just sighs. Yeah.
can I take a look at where Teddy, I don't know if it's a corpse of Teddy, but the goop is. Was there anything left? Can I
Roll
can I check that?
investigation check.
All right. Someone want to grab Zakara's legs? I'll grab her hands.
15.
15.
Yeah,
You
I'm-
see that the goop is still slowly dissipating, and it's almost
I'm-
gone.
Hang on a sec.
Was there anything that he left behind, or is it just goop?
Nope, just goop.
Okay.
He's gone.
Okay.
Can I?
I'll pick up Zakara.
Do I
Yes.
need to pick? Do we need to pick her up? I can do this here, I think.
Yeah. So finishing with
What
Bort.
are you-
Bort, you have no idea what's going on with the goop because you weren't there when they killed Scissoret. So you just see a man was supposed to be there, and now goop is disappearing where he once stood.
Okay.
I say, don't worry about it. He'll be fine.
The goop is fine.
Yeah. The goop is Teddy. Teddy is fine.
I'm gonna take a little bit of the goop and put it in a little jar that I have.
Bort, I've seen people eat it and it gives them special powers.
Insight check.
Roll insight and you roll deception. Pizza tacos.
And as they're doing that, I
25.
yell to Pizza Tacos. Hey, you still have that diamond on you?
I might.
Well, we're gonna need it.
Yep.
I take a
know.
little lick of the goop.
So Tiresias, roll a let's see, roll an intelligence check for me.
Hey, Mark, real quick.
Yeah.
Does is Zakara's body still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Devil.
Oh no, I didn't know exactly what happened.
Or Emma.
So she has all of her equipment on her still, right?
Yep.
Okay.
18.
18. All right. So yeah, you go down there and you look at the body, and you were hoping that it may have just been an unconscious sort of situation, but as soon as you investigate and look, you know that she is dead, and you definitely need that diamond to raise her.
Yeah, I got the diamond, but we shouldn't do it here. We should take
We
her to a
don't-
place.
We don't
Like-
have much time.
No, we've got plenty. Trust me, we've got plenty of time, guys. We took a long rest before we brought back O'Craig. If you don't remember that,
We may have stretched the rules a little bit.
Not for.
We
Pizza
didn't.
Tacos especially.
Do we? Where do we take her now? Do we just take her anywhere?
I mean, the shady spot, someplace where people that believe in things go.
I was gonna say I don't want to perform an exorcism or whatever in broad daylight.
No. Someplace out of the way, or where people are cool about these sorts of things,
You
like a
see,
cemetery, maybe.
you see
I'm
Astrod
just going to pick her up and put her over my shoulder, and we'll get out of here.
So as you guys are talking, Astrod already has her in his arms. There.
Who's got her? We've got three people saying that
We'll say
was she
Astaroth.
in pieces?
Yeah.
Someone took the head.
I was gonna say, please don't rip me apart.
I think it makes more sense that Astaroth would have her.
Yeah, and
Let's be honest with you. I don't know if the spell's that good.
no, your spell is clearly they need to have all their pieces for it to
Yes.
work.
Well, yeah, I can't restore any body parts, so there's that.
So Astrod has the
You
car,
have
and then you
something? 'Cause
guys.
I have something.
yeah,
Tom.
and then
I have Revivify.
Well, I have raised dead.
What's better?
Mine's pretty good.
Mine, it brings them back to life with 1 hit point. But
Yeah,
they
they
don't
go-
have any, like, there's no,
There's no penalty or anything.
yeah,
yeah, but
Okay,
his is
well, we'll
already
do that.
yeah.
You need a diamond for that?
yeah.
Okay, so I have a diamond. All right. Well, what's one of the what was I saying? A place where this is cool. What
Church.
Religious people. There you go. Church. Jesus.
Yeah, so roll sorry, Tiresias. You know that if for your spell you'd have to do it here.
That's what I'm trying
for
to tell them, but no one's
his
listening.
spell, he can do it. You have time to get to a church.
If we need to do this, we need to do this now. I can't leave.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of time if I'm going to do it.
All right. Well, then this council's just gonna have to deal with it.
So yeah,
Hey,
just
I yell to Brom. Yo, we're reviving someone. Is that cool?
and he just sort of gives you a thumbs up because he's in discussion with Allura right now.
All right. Don't mind us.
So just roll me a d20, Tom. We'll say 1 through 10. You guys went over the time, 11 through 20, you have time to use Vivify.
Oh boy.
12.
12. All right, so you can use Vivify. That means you avoid having a -4 to all your rolls, Miss Zakara.
You're welcome.
And since
Thank
you did
you.
it under a minute, you don't have to do that whole resurrection ceremony we did before. That is only for
Let's all
ranged.
pretend we're ghosts.
Yeah. And then you, as you see the Tiresias goes, God damn it, give me the diamond, and he gets the diamond, and then he or Bahamut, damn it, or whatever you want to say.
Damn it.
Damn it. You get it, and you grab onto her arms and start doing the incantation, and then you see that bluish light of Bahamut surround Zakara, and then the breath comes back to her lungs as she's on the ground there, and you just see Astaroth crying, and the tears look like they're steaming a little bit as they're coming out of his eyes, but only you, Tiresias, and Zakara notices, and probably Bort's right there too. Notices that as well.
I do what Pete's Taco says. I pretend to be a ghost.
Oh my god.
We all died.
You're in the afterlife.
And then
What happened?
And then all you hear in the back of the room,
Hutijin killed us all.
and as you guys are doing that, all you hear in the back of the room is Alora say to Brom, he goes, oh, God damn it! Fuck. And then you just see a flash, and she teleports away.
She got called back to the normal plane of existence.
Pizza Tacos, just for the good of the group, roll a history check here.
That's an 11.
All right, 10 would have been the DC because you've already known this partially. Alora is the wife of Lady Kima. So she, by hearing what happened with the letter being a forge, with her signature and all that on it, you assume that she teleported back to see her in the Platinum Sanctuary to make sure that she was safe and not anything happened to her.
It's really concerning that we figured it out immediately and nobody else did. Anybody else all freaked out by that?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It's not very good. But
I stumbled upon it. I was just like, let me see the evidence. And I
you
figured they produced real evidence.
You hear Seeker Sum, who had led you into the room here, the Minister of Secrets, walked up and says, he's like, I'm pretty sure that we were being charmed, mind controlled, something by that other one that was in the room at the end there. Because, I don't know if you guys know how the time spell works, but everything that happened while we were frozen just happened in fast forward to all of us after the spell broke. So I saw that guy appear. I recognized the symbol on his back as being, don't know the exact cult, which is the person Brom's going to get to let you know. But yeah. It happens way too much in this town.
Man,
that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
I would get a lawyer.
To Pizza Tacos. It sounded like you knew this. I don't know what I was gonna say. It sounds like you know this guy. Maloik. Yeah, there we go.
The dude that appeared, yes. But I haven't seen him in 25 years, I think. And he was dead last time I saw him. He was on a pile of other bodies.
He got better.
Yeah, apparently he got very much better. His name's Kieran, and we used to just run scams together. Like low level, just kind of pickpocketing, shit like that.
Did you do something? Did you get him killed? Is that why he's like after you?
No. I mean, maybe like sort of both of our faults. We were running scams. Cons eventually was going to come. He got knifed. So
Insight check.
all right.
Yeah, go ahead, roll.
Natural 1. Oh
I
yeah.
think he's lying his ass off.
It's a 13.
Yeah, well,
Nope,
you didn't need to roll anyway because you're telling the truth. So
Yeah.
To you, Bort, it seems truthful, but you're still skeptical. You're not 100% sure.
This was back when I was, making my living just pickpocketing tourists and running card games, crooked card games, and he was part of it too. He was my second in command, or he was really my mentor. He taught me everything I knew, and then he died. He got knifed. This dagger was actually his, the one that I, put to that Brom's throat. His. When he died, I took it. Wasn't the one that killed him. Don't think that. But yeah, that's all I knew about him.
Well,
And he would start catching up with this cult or resurrecting himself. Yeah, that's new to me. Again, someone in my past just pretends to be something that they're not, and they're like someone super powerful, just fucking with me. And everybody just fucks with me. My mom, fucked with me. Trybecka, the love of my life, the most beautiful half elf in the entire world, isn't even half elf, and this dude. So
I look over
his existence.
I look over at Fred. Hey, Fred, you seem to know every evil person ever. Do you know who that guy is? Kieran? Have you heard of him?
No, I don't. First of all, I have not recognized every single evil person that I have seen with you guys. Second, no, I have no idea who that is.
Fair enough. All right. Hey, I'm just asking. I don't know you guys.
He's new.
I don't appreciate you.
Don't blame him. He's new.
I'm just trying to get caught up here.
Can someone please tell me what's going on?
Oh, you died.
I died?
You died.
Can someone throw her a potion,
Why?
please?
Roll,
What happened?
Roll an Arcana check for me,
Tiresias fixed
Zakara,
it.
while you're talking.
And me, you said?
No, Zakara.
Oh, just me. I have to go back to my page.
I just want to let everyone know I don't have any. I'm like flat broke, right? I have nothing. I would give you something, but
19.
I got nothing.
19.
Yeah.
You have heard of a spell that can do what you think happened, but you don't know exactly what it is. You might need to research it a bit. It is definitely out of your skill level as a caster of spells, but you have heard in tales and stuff of words being able to kill.
Okay.
But you do not know the specific spell or exactly what the components are to it.
Okay.
I go over to her and I cast Cure Wounds,
All right.
and I gave her 10 more points.
Okay. So you're at
Thank you.
11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
So, yeah.
are you okay? You need a. Can you
I
walk?
don't know. I think I can walk. I'm not okay.
Well, no. I mean, you were dead.
Yes,
But,
I
I'm just like-
apparently was.
Are you okay now?
No.
Yeah. So
No, I'm not.
you hear from the back of the room. Brom goes, "If you guys want to go get something to eat, the guy said it'll take him about an hour to get here."
Who are you waiting for?
The expert of the 9 hells from the Cobalt Soul.
What's his name?
His name is Rayfalor Farrice.
Brave. All right. All right.
Yeah.
So Ray.
Yeah,
Strong
just
name.
You can
just
call
so we
him
know. Just so we know, because it seems like we're the only ones that know how to handle ourselves.
Yeah, and
Sorry, Brom, but it's true.
Right, you as you guys fill Zakara in, roll a history check for me because you're the oldest here.
Oh.
I rolled a natural 1, so 5. Or 7. Sorry, 7.
So just on the tip of your tongue, you think you've read stuff about things like this occurring in Amman before over history, in terms of devils coming in and controlling the minds of people, but you don't know specific stories or if they're even stories. But you're not terribly surprised, even with that Nat 1, that whether the news is fake or not that you've read about it, that something like this could have occurred here.
Okay. I'll relay that to the group. I'll say I have a feeling that this might have happened in the past. I can't think of exactly what I'm trying to remember. Maybe it's because I'm almost dead, but I feel like this has happened before. Devils coming in and controlling the city.
I mean, this is like a big spring break destination, so yeah, that happens a lot.
Great. This is a great place.
Well, speaking of spring break, why don't we find a bar and kind of capture our thoughts and gather them and figure out what the fuck is going on.
I need to call my sister, and because she mentioned a big evil was coming to Amman. I think I'm not a genius, but I think that was it.
I don't know.
Makes sense.
I feel like that's not our luck. I feel like something much bigger is gonna come.
Oh, I mean,
Like
that's a problem.
it's gonna be this guy Ray who's 100-foot devil that just kind of like 1 foot just stomps us and that's it. that's I mean, in terms of our luck, it's kind of trending in that direction. The things that we find are more powerful and bigger every time.
While everyone's talking, Mark, can I cast Cure Wounds on myself at a 4th level?
You can hold off because you guys are about to take a short rest, so you can just roll.
Oh, all right.
You can just roll
Okay.
your hit dice
Okay.
to do that, just so you don't waste a spell slot.
Okay.
Let's go get drunk.
No.
No.
Well, at least a little buzzed.
Yeah. Come on.
No.
Yeah. So
Come on.
I need water and
You,
sleep.
you just died. Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Come on. There's nothing better than
Alcohol
a nice
cures
cold-
wounds.
It's true. It helps you forget that you almost died.
It
you-
stops some viruses or something too. I've heard.
When your friend dies at the pregame, but then they show up at the bar.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've seen that happen.
So you guys
And you-
exit out. You walk down the stairwell to the chambers of the Council of Taldore. As you've seen when you came in, you see to your left the giant crater that was left from Thordak, the Cinder King from the attack 30 years ago on the town. It's sort of like a memorialized thing now to the people that helped save the town from Thordak. You head down the street and you get to just one of the local watering holes there. And you head on in, you grab a table, and what do you guys do?
I just remembered I'm poisoned. Ow. First of all.
I'm gonna cast Song of Rest.
Okay.
So everybody, if they're rolling their hit points back, you get an extra +6.
Does that cure poison?
Your poison is gone. It only lasts a minute.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yay. Alright.
Yeah, so you guys can heal up. Anybody that got hit or died can heal up. And then, yeah, if you guys want to talk, you can go ahead.
So what was that thing that he said right before he killed you? Zakara, do you remember?
I think... Would I remember, Mark?
Yeah.
Or answer? Okay. He said Morning Star. That's the last thing I remember.
Morningstar, that's like the sun.
I guess, yeah. I don't
Right.
understand any of this.
Or like the weapon.
Or like the weapon, I guess. Did
Or
he
like-
hit me with a Morning Star? Did anyone actually see?
Well, I mean, if he said it and then you were knocked out, I guess you did get knocked out by a morning star.
Star. True. So, you know this guy, Pete's Tacos?
I mean, like I said, I went through exactly how I knew him. You heard
Yeah.
me say that. But he didn't do anything like that when I knew him. Would have
Great.
came in handy when we were running cons, I could tell you that.
So he's also moved up in the world.
Apparently.
Tiresias' sibling is more successful, and your former conmate is also more successful than you.
I mean, he was my mentor, so that would make sense.
Oh, yeah.
I just feel like
I'm just a couple of years behind him. I don't know.
I don't know what I'm getting into here, really, but it looks
Feel
like...
free to leave whenever you want, man. We have no obligation to us. Well, you are a turtle man that we just met randomly.
This is very true, but I feel like I was brought here for a reason, and it's not in my nature to tuck tail and slowly run.
And you have a tail, too, actually.
I do.
So you could tuck tail, literally.
I could just just insert every part of me into my shell.
Oh.
Just roll down the street.
Then I pop out. I'm like, see, I can do that. Yeah, but if those people are supposed to be so all-knowing and powerful, and your con buddy tricked them, what hope do we have, really? You know, it's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm. I don't 100% understand what his relationship to... What was that guy's name? I forget already.
Hooligan.
Hutijin?
Hutijin.
Hutijin, more like Butijin, right.
I like hooligan, though.
I thought that was hooligan. He is a hooligan.
So maybe I could have asked that question, but everybody just kind of was like, you talk to them for 20 seconds, and they're like, well, bye, and then they peace out.
He's a coward.
If I had a nickel for every time someone monologued, and then we get into a conversation, and they can't handle it for 20 seconds, and then they just leave, I have a shitload of nickels.
Then you would use animate objects to kill them? I mean,
yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah. It's my go-to move.
His army of nickels. So where do we go from here now? I mean...
Well, I think we should start by telling O'Craig what's happening so he doesn't walk into possibly another trap.
Sure. I could use sending on him.
Yeah.
Assuming that he's not dead already.
Well,
let's hope not.
We always assume that when we don't have a line of sight on him.
I feel like the more people we have, the better on this. Especially someone who he's magic, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that could help going up against this kind of guy.
Well, I have some bad news. I can't send anything right now.
Oh.
That's
definitely the definition of bad.
Hold on.
Why not?
Why not? Because I used all my uses of that. I don't know what the in-game version of I used all my spell slots.
You're tired.
I feel like that's a real thing. That just you were out of magic.
Yeah.
Sure. I have my magic is divvied up into only 3 uses of that specifically. If you wanted me to cast something higher or lower, I could do that, but only a certain amount of times.
You could theoretically cast sending at a higher level if you wanted to.
Not according to this.
Oh. It would still be a 3rd level spell, but you would just waste that spell slot.
Okay.
Essentially.
I mean, you could always go to bed and then just come back and talk to him tomorrow.
That's the downside to doing a spell like sending.
All right, so you saying that you're going to let me use a 4th level spell slot to use
it just doesn't do anything to improve the spell. You just lose a 4th level spell slot.
Okay. Let me see what I can do. Let me move some stuff around. All right. What are we telling him?
I guess just what happened. Let him know that there's trouble
25
here.
words. Got 25 words. I can't go into a full thing.
Just tell him that there's trouble here. Ask him where he is and when he's going to get here.
Okay. All right. So are you send to O'Craig? Okay. Trouble a brewing. A brewing is in a mod. Stay safe. When are you coming? Are you okay? How many I got left? 6?
Yeah.
I think it's 6. How's your family?
You don't need to use all 25, but I do appreciate you attempting to use all 25. So you send that spell out, and you sit there, and you wait. 30 seconds go by, there's nothing. Minute, nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing's coming back.
Okay, I'm not getting anything. So
Uh,
with him, that could mean anything.
what
But
time of
he's
the day is
probably
it?
dead, right?
What was that?
What time of the day is it right now?
Right?
I'm sorry, Jonathan. What did you say?
He's probably dead then, right?
It's entirely possible. I should have asked him if he was dead.
Yeah, and to answer Zakara's question, it's early, like noontime for you guys,
Oh.
and probably like later in the afternoon in Whitestone.
Time zones.
Yeah.
So he's probably not sleeping, or he could be, I guess, knowing him.
I have no idea what he does when we're not around him. He could just take naps. He could sleep 20 hours a day for all I know. What do
That's true.
half-orcs do?
I've heard half-orcs need their beauty rest.
I don't think any amount of that is going to help.
Well, that's the joke.
Good. I like your joke.
Yeah, because he's ugly.
He is ugly. Do you want some?
That was a
lettuce?
good one, Bort.
Yeah, I'll take some lettuce.
I'm gonna
Sure.
order Bort some more vegetables.
Lettuce on the house. Let's
Let us
go.
eat. Was that a good one?
That kind of ruined the moment. That's okay though. We'll try
Sorry,
again.
I died. I'm not on my game.
That's okay. That's okay.
While
Kinds
this
of
is happening,
jokes
Mark,
about self-isolation.
I want to reach into the bag of holding and just make sure that the Jorkin and the what's the other thing called?
The Drakenhorn?
Drakenhorn are still in there.
Yeah. So you reach in and
Not pull them out, but just feel them.
to be honest, it would probably feel about the same.
Okay. Kind of like peek, really, like just
Yeah.
a little bit of it.
Yeah. So you reach in and you pull them.
You're in a
and
purse.
they-
Like, oh, my wallet's there. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are both still inside your bag.
Okay.
Question for you guys. For you guys. Are you all rich?
Out
No.
of game, I've completely lost count of how much money I have. But I just bought a house, so
So you're in deep trouble then.
I just
With
bought
the
early
way
Yeah, I did buy it outright.
I was gonna say
mortgage.
it's good because the rates these days are astronomical.
You just gotta buy in the right town. Specifically one that was just decimated. That's the key. Then you move in.
A real
Gentrify that shit.
Flip it.
The reason I say that, I only have 10 gold pieces to my name.
Oh no,
So-
we got a lot more than that.
Okay. So I hate to be that toidle, but if you could, front me some money every now and then, not much. I live very practically.
I give him 50 gold pieces.
I'm just saying, like, just pay for my food. You don't have to give me all your money or whatever. you know.
This isn't all my money. Just take the 50.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
So
I'm renting out my house currently right now in Kymel, or wherever we were. It was Kymel,
still
right?
Ben.
Still Ben.
Close enough.
Renting it out. We got a nice Airbnb.
So as you guys sit there, Astaroth turns to Zakara and goes, I ask you a question. Back when we were in Stillbend, did you notice anything that might have been around my neck when I wasn't all there? So roll an intelligence check for me.
Okay.
You gotta use a new dice, man.
Yeah, I think this
You got 50 d20s. You use one.
6.
6.
Yeah.
Um,
I have passive of 21 though. I just want to throw that out there.
I think that doesn't count for this.
Just gonna try anyway.
yeah, so the only thing you would get from your passive, because we're sort of retconning something a little bit here, you would have noticed that there seemed to be something before the Greater Restoration spell was done by Trybecka. There seemed to be something shiny around his neck that is not there anymore.
Okay.
But you don't know what that could be from. You'd have to research it
Okay.
to find out.
Yeah, I actually remember something shiny around your neck. I don't know what it was. If it was a spell or.
He's like, yeah, because... And then he he pulls his shirt down a little bit, and you see a little bit of like a mark sort of around his neck here. He's like, because I found this morning before we left.
Is it a scar? Are you okay? What is that?
It doesn't hurt, but it's definitely discolored more than the rest of my skin there.
I'm gonna just try. I'm gonna touch it and cast. Oh, actually, no, I'm not doing that. Never mind.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So you know that there may have been something on his neck. You'd have to research it to see if that was the cause of his mind control or not.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been about an hour. Unless you guys have anything else you want to discuss before you head back to meet Brom.
Fred, or Tiresias, maybe one of you would know. Where do you think the most obvious choice of hooligan would have taken Blue Lady?
Literally anywhere in the city, because the authorities all trusted him implicitly, and so like he could be anywhere, and he would have full blessing of the local authorities.
So you
Or he
think
could've
he's
done the
still here? Okay,
I don't know.
that was my next question. Like, if he went to hell, I mean, we can't go get him.
I mean, we could.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I'm scared.
Would he be able to travel there automatically if he's that powerful, or does he have to use a teleportation circle? I'd be asking that to Fred.
Yeah. Roll an intelligence check for me, Fred.
Okay, 1 second.
He's being ambushed.
What was that?
You just rolled something, didn't you?
Let me see. There you go. Okay.
I got 10. There we go.
So 10. Okay, so 10's easy enough for you on the first question that roll was for. You know that he should be powerful enough to either to be able to either have somebody with him that he came with, or himself be able to cast plane shift to get himself back to hell. Because there's only two ways you know of: either find some kind of portal that has been made to go into Avernius and sort of make your way down from there, or just plane shift right into your home plane. So you can explain that any way Fred would to the group.
He's super powerful, so yeah, he could just go home if he wanted to.
So there's a good chance he's not even here anymore. Like, he could literally be in hell right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, do you think it would make sense for him to stay in the city? I mean, it looks like he's probably planning something bigger.
I don't know.
Tiresias, when is like your gang? What's your gang's name? The
Platinum
good guys.
Sanctuary.
Platinum Sanctuary. Are they coming at all? Do you know?
They should be. They should be on their way.
Okay. I mean, they could be, helpful, I'd imagine.
Well, yeah, I imagine they want to know what the hell's going on.
All right, well, at least we're not alone.
Yeah, I mean, we can always talk to Cranor, can't we?
We talk to whoever we want.
With the coin?
Who's Cranor?
He's with the Platinum Sanctuary.
Oh, okay.
He's a friend.
Maybe.
Maybe. That's jury's still
As
out.
of right now, yes, he is.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope he's still in the city. Maybe have them conduct a search.
A switch?
A search.
A switch. Now, would it make sense for him to avoid going to hell if he has Trybecka?
Oh, hell if I know.
I just knock on his shelf.
Yeah, that's a good question there, Fred. Hutijin just struts back into hell with Ariel. What's the game plan there if you were to do that?
Well, so Hutijin's the one who hired me to kill Ariel, and since she is a citizen of Hell, when she died, she would just immediately go back to hell. So I'm assuming he does want her to go to hell. So I think there's a good chance that he did that.
Okay. So are we going to hell? Is this a thing?
I've always wanted to stay out of hell. You know, like that was like a big thing growing up. Like, hey, you know, abort, stay out of hell. You don't want to go there. That's what Mama Abort always used to say.
That's good advice. She was a smart woman.
I'm with you guys. So if you go, I'm with you.
Weren't you here to do something with your sister or something? I don't remember.
She said to come here because there's a big evil, and I think we found it.
Yeah.
Or it found us. So, like, if you guys are fighting it, then I fight with you until Frank gets back. Because if you don't want me, I get it. You know, I could be a little a little much.
Oh.
If you guys don't want me around, I'll just shuffle off.
No.
Play the sad music.
You could hang out with us.
Okay.
It's fine. You could stay.
You make a fantastic distraction in a fight. I appreciate you.
People do like to hit me.
I also appreciate that because people aren't hitting me.
There you go. So I'll be your punching bag.
There you go.
So hour is up. A guard walks in and tells you guys that Brom is ready for you and escorts you back into the Cloudtop district. And you guys head up the steps towards the chambers, but you go off a little bit to the left to another entrance, which essentially would be the private quarters of all the council members, like sort of their offices in this building here. And you guys walk in to this room. It's a very plainly decorated room. Brom is much more worried about, law and order and stuff like that. It doesn't have much on his wall. Just basically his desk here, a couple of chairs, his armor hanging on the wall, and, sword resting next to the desk. And he is sitting there next to I would say about 5'5" old elven man with a long white beard. Hair receding a little bit in the back, but still keeps it that long shoulder length or middle of the back that a lot of high elves like to do throughout their life. And he is standing there, and as you guys walk in, Brom goes, "Oh, thank you guys. And he's still shaking his head. And he goes, this is Rayfaelor. That's spelled Rayfaelor. And he goes, he is the head of the Outer Plains section with expertise in the Nine Hells, in the Cobalt Reserve, part of the Cobalt Soul. Basically, the research heads in the city here and through Alexandria. He is here if you guys have any questions, and he might have some information for you if you need to, do anything, meaning to things associated with the Hells. He's like, so I'll turn it over to you guys and Ray.
What did you guys talk about? Like you brought him here because you guys fucked up. Yeah. What do you have to say about that? Shouldn't this guy get fired? Brom?
He goes, as much as me and Mr. Brom here do have our disagreements, I do not have any power or say to fire him from the Council of Tal'Dorei. We are a separate entity that just works in research and information gathering. So we would just have answers to any questions. We don't have any bureaucratic experience. If you want to know certain things about people or locations or anything like that, I'll be able to help you here. If anything outside of the 9 hells you need to research, can obviously come to the Cobalt Reserve and do that. But just let me know what questions you have about what happened today, or anything that's been going on recently. I'm here to help.
Anybody got anything?
Can you please identify that symbol that was on Pizza Taco's friend?
Okay, and I assume you draw it out for him, Pizza Tacos. So he draws a symbol. He goes, I haven't seen this symbol in a while. This is the symbol of the Morning Star, which you would probably know better as Lucifer Morning Star. Roll religion check, everyone.
Religion?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I'm good with religion. Nope, I am not.
6.
The car rolled a 20, a dirty 20.
Total of 22. That's a natural 20.
Okay.
I rolled an 8.
18 for Astrop too.
Okay. You get... I'm basically just going to deal with Jonathan's roll with the natural 20, because everything I say to him, you would get to, Zakara. So, Fred, it's like the dice know. You would be the one that would probably have the biggest reaction to the words that just came out of Ray's mouth. Lucifer Morning Star was the first of the fallen angels that came down from what is known as the heavens here, and basically created the 9 hells and has ruled over them with an iron fist and controlled each circle on its own for thousands and thousands of years. And with that role, that the at the beginning of what has been known in Hell as the Blood War, which the Blood War is the war between all the 9 archdevils that are down there right now, sort of jockeying for position and power. The beginning of that war was started, at least in this world, in Exandria, when the 9 current archdevils banded together with the help of some betrayer gods to banish Lucifer to the bottom of the oceans, chained up for until he is freed by certain rites and spells, so that they could rule over their own circles and basically have Hell be the way it is today. But basically, the raising of Lucifer is essentially bringing someone that would just want to control all the planes and especially exterminate everybody in Hell. But he did have his followers, and that symbol, now that he has explained to you, it instantly pops in your head. It's one of the ones that your parents are well aware of, because the politicians in Hell are all on the lookout for the cult of Satan down there, and also the armies that try and raise him, who are known as the Knights in Satan's Service. And they wear face paint and walk around with this symbol on their back there.
I see.
So, feel free to relay most of that information as Fred would to the group there.
Okay. Give me 10 seconds to confirm that I'm getting the joke right.
The deep dive, I like it.
Nope. I'm not gonna get it right. Okay. Yeah, I'll just convey all of that. And I am actually, Mark, I wanted to clarify something with you out of character.
Yeah.
I thought that the Blood War was the war between the demons and the devils.
That's probably closer to the truth, but yeah. Sorry, I just read this over real fast today, but everything that happened with Lucifer happened before the Blood War started.
Okay.
By Lucifer being, sent to where he was, it's what started the war, because now the demons would be able to attack hell without this all-powerful God being looking over it. So we can play it that way.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Then I just convey all the stuff because I can't come up with a Kiss song joke right away.
So we're fighting, or not right now fighting, but the creator of hell is on our back now. Is that what we're being told?
Yeah.
Ray interrupts and goes, he is not here yet. He still has not been freed, because, trust me, we would all know if Lucifer or Morningstar will be raised. He won't make it subtle to the whole world, not just to a group of you. So that part we're good with. Hey, we can still stop it. But
yet you said that.
yeah, I mean, if what you're showing me is correct, you guys were confronted by at least one member, possibly two, that are part of the cult of Satan. That his goal is to resurrect their Lord. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm out of here. Good luck. You guys will be. No,
Wait a second.
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Okay.
No. That's a lot.
Yeah. Does bringing Ariel into hell have anything to do with wanting to resurrect this guy, Lucifer Morningstar?
So the essentially Ariel, who according to our doctrines is the princess of Cana, Misopheles' daughter. The only reason that I would think somebody would want her captured, or at least under their control in hell, is because of either some kind of contract with another devil, or as a way to not let any warnings get to Misopheles himself concerning Lucifer or any other plans going on in hell. So she is the linchpin of some kind of plan down there. I don't know what exactly, because you guys, I don't even know if you guys have any. I would need to talk to her, to be honest, because it's either a devil contract or they're trying to keep her quiet.
Great.
I can add to that. So, Hutijin let slip that Ariel had been promised in marriage to Beelzebub. And also, when I was making my Heavy Sylvia board about this whole thing going on, I remembered or figured out that if Beelzebub makes a deal with you and you die, he gets your soul. Mephistopheles made a deal with Beelzebub that Ariel would marry him. So if Mephistopheles died, Beelzebub would get his soul. Beelzebub is in league with Hutijin. Beelzebub suddenly becomes much stronger. They usurp the 8th circle of hell.
Okay.
I didn't get any of that.
Ray chimes in and goes, that sounds exactly how a devil contract in hell would go. And it makes a lot of sense that if, and part of the contract, one that I'm not sure without reading the contract would know, is that if the contract is not fulfilled, he also gets the soul of the person. So an Ariel would probably be the only one that could break the contract without her father's soul getting taken. So that might be a reason why they would either want her dead or keep her away long enough that the contract is seen as broken, and then the same result happens.
So, what's the plan here? I mean, do you guys have a contingency for this, or they killed one of my best friends, or tried to kill, and then they stole my other best friend's girl. You guys are my best friends now. By the way. Just letting you know.
I was like, no offense, but I was just like, I don't know who he's talking about.
I just brand you all my best friends.
Aww.
Because I don't have any friends, so you're all my friends now. I think that's how it works.
A big softie.
Yeah, that's you're like an honorary Wyld Stallion.
A single tear rolls down my beak.
Oh, I forgot you got a beak. That's weird.
Yeah. I don't know turtle anatomy really. Turtle anatomy.
Now, if I have any memory of how these things sort of go, we meet some sort of bureaucratic team. They tell us the kind of shit that they are just going to let us handle while they sit back and do nothing and suspend animation for a while. So I'm guessing that this means that we have to go to hell now and start fighting devils and demons and fucking hate my life.
I feel like we're not prepared for that.
Does anybody else see a way that that's not going to happen? Raise your hand. Yeah.
No.
We
gotta go to outer heaven, which apparently isn't the real word for it.
It totally is.
I got chewed out by
Hutijin during
Hutijin.
that, right?
Who told you that it's not?
Oh, Hutijin had some words about that word, outer heaven. Shoot my ass out.
And Ray goes, I can see why, if Hutijin is in line with Morningstar, that he would be offended by the term that the people that took over for his lord, the person he worships, he would have some words to say about any change in what his lord had created. So I could see why he would be pissed at the name Outer Heaven.
Okay. So, Ray, we're going to hell, right? And you guys are just going to sit here and just be like, all right, well, off you go, guys. Hopefully you succeed. Right?
Brom goes, the best thing we can do here is, at least keep the material plane clear of, we will search out for any, members of the cult, any of those face-painted knights that might pop up around here now that we see that something may be afoot. Maybe get word out to all the mages and sorcerers and wizards to maybe start doing some dispel magics and stuff on things they don't trust, and see if anybody's in disguise. We can at least cover the entire world of Exandria here and see if we can uncover anything. But it would probably be easier for us to infiltrate hell with a small group. And yes, that would be you guys.
That'd be us. What kind of payment we're talking about here?
Money-wise,
yeah.
Brom's thinking about it. He goes, what I can offer you is if you can stop the raising of Lucifer, the one person that may be able to destroy the world itself. Let's just say the easiest way to say it is you could get a blank check. So,
I like the sound of that.
Can we get half of the blank check now?
Whose signature's on that blank check, first of all?
In this case, it would probably be, let's see, in the council, Brom saying, it would probably be, the money is probably run through Alora, so I think that she would be the one signing the checks, and with her connection to the Platinum Sanctuary, I think, I don't think it would be too hard to get her signature on that.
Okay, so if I write $1 trillion on that, blank check.
Yeah, when you guys return, you can get that. We can upfront you some money if you want on your way down there. But the
oh yeah, no, we don't work for less than 50% in upfront. Signatures.
That's our retainer.
He's like, what I can do is we can give you guys probably, for you to spend on any weapons, travel, food, or anything, use of any spaces we have, and we could probably give you, 100,000 gold pieces to start. That should give you plenty of money to get started.
Make that 125.
Okay, 125.
And then all incidentals you'll pay back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Anybody else want anything?
Lucifer, yes.
What's an incidental?
So like food, shelter, horse food, horses.
I'd like to get
take
my
the right
my sword mystified if possible before we do that.
Sword mystification.
Yeah, we can take a few days, get that all prepared for you guys. It'll give you some time to do some research in the reserve if you want. And then when you guys are ready, Ray will meet you back at the Cobalt Reserve and just tell you about what you would need to do to get access to Hell in probably the sneakiest way possible.
Okay.
Without just...
Question.
Yes.
You were saying that there's devil worshippers, or right? Is that something like that?
There are
cult
probably
of...
some around us. Cult.
Do you think it would be a good idea to kind of maybe bust some heads, and maybe we'll get a little better information that way? And then you're also like breaking up this bad group at the same time. You're making the town a little safer.
Yeah, and Brom says that's what our duty is here. We will, any information we find while taking care of cult members, we will pass along to you immediately.
Okay.
So, just,
I just want to kill some people. That's really what I'm trying to say, they're bad. Don't look at me like that.
I don't like that kind of talk.
Killing people?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Wow.
When they deserve it. I will
Still
say
can't
that.
say that it's fun.
Well,
because,
agree to disagree.
So it's fun for him.
Yeah.
and Ray looks over at Tiresias and goes, if you would come with me, I could probably get somebody to enchant those, or at least start the process of enchanting that sword, back at the Cobalt Reserve.
Okay.
In town. So at that point, unless you got any more questions for Ray or Brom, you guys sort of can disperse back into the town. Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
I'm good.
You good?
I was just saying I'm good.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So at this point, Tiresias, you take your sword to the Cobalt Reserve. The enchanter there goes, all right. So this sword here looks like it has space for you to put 2 elemental spells in there, if you want to.
Okay.
It looks like I can put 2 stones in here, and then at the beginning of every day, you can tell the stone what spell you want in there, and it has to be one because you have to say the enchantment over the stone. But I would need time to enchant the stones, be about a day or 2, because they are little tiny stones. It's not as long as enchanting the entire sword here, which is already magical.
So what are my elemental choices?
I would say right now, off the top of my head, lightning, fire, poison, acid, ice, stuff like that.
And I can change it.
Yes, but it stays that way until a long rest. So you can't repeatedly change it. Once you say it after a long rest, it's that the spell holds that spell in there. If you do try to change it at any point during the 24 hours, you lose the spell that's in the stone.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Yeah, so. Base. Pretty simple, but something you just have to keep track of to make sure you don't, try to use a spell when there's nothing in a stone or something like that.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. So, You hand over the sword. They get to work on that. Does anybody want to do any research at the reserve?
I
on
do.
anything? Okay. Just Zakara. Everybody else just sort of
No.
meandering around town.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to a weapons store.
Okay.
I want to find some good stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna go try and find another diamond.
Okay. So you head off to there's a jeweler in town that just sells loose rubies, sapphires, diamonds, whatever.
I buy 2, actually.
Okay, so that'd be 600 gold pieces for what I think you're buying them for. So,
Yep. The this is on our tab. This is an incidental.
Yeah.
Hazard pay. So the the council has it. By the way.
Yeah. So he goes, oh, okay. So he starts writing you up a receipt. He's like, I still need the payment now, but you can hand this over to Brom or Alora, and they would be able to.
They give me a receipt.
Yeah. So he writes out something on a piece of paper, hands you the receipt. You give him the 600 gold for the diamonds, and basically you'll just return that to Brom or Alora, and they will reimburse you.
Okay. I gotta try and find my 125K.
Yeah. So you now have 2 diamonds in your possession. Each of them are worth 300 gold. You can't, if you have other spells that require diamonds, you can't split them up. You would consume the entire diamond. Just to let you know. I don't know if you have any spells that require diamonds besides that.
Wait. Say it again.
They're
confused.
both worth 300 or whatever you need for Raise Dead.
Right.
If you have another spell that requires a diamond to be used, which I don't think you do, but the diamonds are only 300, so you can't do a spell that requires 100 gold piece and reduce it to 200. You use the full 300 gem.
Okay.
Just be aware of that. I don't know. That might come up for other people later. That's the only thing I'm holding you to is if anything requires a gold piece, like a chalice or something.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, you would have to use it. I'm not worried about like bat guano or whatever other components they put in there for spells. Just anything with a gold piece you would need. All right, so Zakara, what are you walk into the Cobalt Reserve. The elf at the front goes, how may I help you?
I was given permission to do some research here by Ray Fowler.
Oh, Ray.
Is that right? Yes, Ray.
So, what would you like to research? You have access to any of the books here that are not in the restricted zone.
Okay. I think I need some help researching maybe specific spells. If you can point me in that direction.
So which spells?
Any kind of a spell that maybe could be used to kill someone by speaking a word.
So you're looking for high-level magic.
Yes.
Okay. Do you? You can take out 2 books at a time. So is there anything else you need to read?
Yes. Also, any kind of spells on how to control people, animals, even dragons. Anything like that you can find for me too.
All right. He goes, hold on 1 second. And he turns around and he comes back with these 2 huge tomes. The first one he hands to you is called 7th level or higher magic for dummies. And he hands that over to you. And then the second book is, it says charms, spells, and items to be used to control those around you.
Okay.
And chicken soup recipes. And he puts that down in front of you. So give me an investigation check on the dummies book.
Okay. That's good.
See? What did I tell you?
25.
25? All right, so you flip right open to the spell. Give me an Arcana check to see how much of the spell you understand by reading it.
22.
Okay. Yeah, so you instantly find the spell immediately. The spell is called Power Word Kill. It is a 9th level spell that when a word is spoken to a target, if the target has under 100 hit points, the target dies instantly. No death saving throws. No, the only thing that can stop it, as you know, there's a little note in the margins, is the only way to stop it is a counter spell. Once the spell hits the target, there's no way to stop, and it's full death. So that was the spell, and now you're remembering as you read it that it felt like literally the words Morning Star, like, shot into your chest and sort of knocked your soul out of your body when it was spoken to you. So you figured that out. And there's also some couple other spells you find with the rolls that you had that you can figure out later. You read up on, 7th level teleportation stuff and how that works, and you figured out that if that spell, that time stop spell, stopped, it meant that Hutijin probably teleported or plane shifted away at that point. And then you find in the tome there's not specific spells, but there's talk of a different school of magic called Dunamancy, which is basically only thing it's described as, and it's very, very little research known about it. It's time and gravity manipulation magic. That seems to be very new. It's the ink is less faded than the rest of the ink in the book here. That was for getting that 25 on that investigation. So give me another investigation roll for the second book.
Not as good. 8.
8. So the only thing you find is that it was flipping through this book. There is no spell that would be strong enough to control a dragon the way Astaroth was controlled. But you do see in the back of the book that there are these special wondrous items and artifacts known as the Vestiges of Divergence. And they are split into 2 parts. There are the Prime Vestiges and the Betrayer Vestiges. But with that roll, you can't understand any of the spells or the items or the weapons or anything listed in the book. But all you know of is that those things exist, and they may be powerful enough to do things like what happened to Astaroth. Okay. And also what might have happened to Ted.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and the elf comes over and goes, "Is that all, ma'am?"
Yeah, I think so. We can't, by any chance, take these out on loaner, can we?
No, you.
Or can I?
The books do not leave the reserve.
Fair enough, and I hand them back to him. Thank you for your help.
No problem. He goes, "Thank you." He goes, and then he walks back, and then you hear him over his shoulder goes, "Anything for the stallions," and he reaches over and puts it away.
We're famous.
I guess we're famous now. All right, and then I guess I'll try to head back to the rest of the group.
Yeah, so you head back. That night, you guys just hang out. Normal's first night's sleep in a while where you didn't have any creatures after you or needing to fight anything, and you're not sleeping outside. So you guys get a good night rest. Those of you that wanted to get shit-faced, got shit-faced, and sort of went to sleep for the night. You get up the next morning. Tiresias, Ray calls you over and says, if everybody wants to come, your sword is ready, and then we can talk about what to do next.
Excellent.
So you guys head over to the Cobalt Reserve, and he gets you your sword. You take your sword with you. Like I said, let me know which spells are in it, you can just send it to me in chat or something, or just through a message. Don't really. For now, they gave you lightning and fire till the end of this day.
Okay.
In there, so it would be one fireball spell and one lightning bolt spell is in there right now.
Okay.
So, so you see that the glowing disc of one's yellow, one's red, in there, and you guys head on, and Ray shuffles you down to the teleportation circle area at the bottom, and he goes, okay, so in my research over the past few days, looking into what I can, there's one artifact that you can find that will gain you entry into Avernus without alerting any devils or anything of the sort that a plane shift spell may do. So what my plan is you will need to, we will teleport you from here to the islands of Islecross up in northern Exandria, in northeast section of the continent of Wildmount. And there you will find within that area there a city that is hidden from the public. The only way to find it is you would find two stone sphinxes guarding what seems to be a closed-off entryway in a mountain. And once you get past them, you will be in the city. We don't know much about the city or what's in it. It's just that the person in there has information to find the artifacts that let you travel on the River Styx down through the Hells, so that you don't have to plane shift through each circle. He's like, so when you guys are ready, we can send you off from here, and you see the teleportation circle in the middle there, and he goes to a table and grabs a couple stones and starts handing them out to you. And he goes, these stones are called gate stones. They will only match up between you, the person holding the stone, and he points back, and these 6 stones behind me in the teleportation room here. So if you guys get in trouble, or if you need to get out once you get the artifact, you can just use the stones and you will all zap back here with them at that point. So no need for a teleportation spell or anything like that. You can even come one at a time if you feel necessary. But yeah, do not lose these stones. They will, whoever is in possession of them can teleport right into the basement of the Cobalt Reserve, and we wouldn't want that to fall into nefarious hands. And we keep our stuff a lot more secure than you probably saw from the council.
Mark, real quick.
Yeah.
Before, we're not going now, are we?
Do you want to shop first or something?
Well, I did want to visit a.
Let's do a little Wayne's World.
Yeah. And I think Jonathan wanted to do some research as well.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear that, John.
Right, John?
I apologize.
That's okay.
Okay, so we'll do that, and then we'll come back. So, what do you want to shop for?
I just want to look for a badass weapon.
Okay. So you walk into, I'm not going to be good at voices, so he's not going to be here, but you walk into Gilmore's Glorious Goods.
Very nice.
Which is the flagship store of Taldora and Iman for weapons and armor and anything you need. So you walk in there, and a young half-elven woman is sitting at the counter, and you walk in, and how can I help you?
Greetings and salutations, young lady. I'm looking for a badass weapon. I'm going to hell tomorrow, and I just
You
need
shouldn't
something
say
that
things like that. We can all be redeemed.
No, I'm actually going to like the location.
Oh.
Yeah, it's apparently the people on the chairs and everything. The high council, they know. They'll tell you. They'll fill you in.
Oh, okay. And he goes, so are you looking for a bludgeoning weapon, something to cut things up, or something to just pierce or stab? Like, what are you looking for?
I've always been one for slashing. Like, I have these 2 hand axes, and I feel like I need a little bit more firepower.
He's like, well, if you don't mind going to one, we probably have a couple great axes.
Okay.
In stock. And then we do have a long supply of long swords. Or large supply, not long supply.
I like, I enjoy the axe. I have a thing for axes. Can I get an axe?
Yes. And she turns around and she hands you this great axe that you see like glowing a little bit. You can tell it is a magical great axe. And it is for you. I think you can look it up. I think it'd be like a great axe, a +1 great axe. So,
okay.
Just so that would be, I believe that would be, it'll add 1 to hit and 1 to your damage, and it's 1d12. It's a 2-handed weapon.
Okay. If this is is this your best one? Would you say? In your expertise.
Yes, this is the best one we own. For that, it would be probably 50 gold pieces.
Oh, that's it for this lovely weapon? Oh,
yeah.
Sold. Give it to me, please.
Okay. Yeah, so you hand in the 50 gold pieces, hand over the axe to you, so you now have a great axe +1 weapon to use. I'm sure you have high strength, correct?
It's +5.
Okay, you got what's
20 overall.
Okay, yeah. Just want to make sure, because you need good strength to hold this weapon, especially 2-handed. So you now have this great axe +1. So add it to your inventory. Do you want to pick anything else up before we move on to Fred's research? Do you have anything that I could like put over my shell or anything? Probably not. That's weird, right? That's weird. He's like, well, for like a silver piece, I can give you this cape here.
That's very dashing, actually.
Yeah.
I'll do. Yeah, give me the cape. I want the cape.
So what color would you want?
Oh, red. Do you have a red cape?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want it all red, or do you want it?
Yeah, give me the. I'll be like a matador.
Okay. Nice. So she grabs a red piece of material off of it, fashions it into a nice cape with a little trim on the side, little like faux fur trim on the side there, and sort of hands it to you, and it is large enough to fit over your shell.
Do I look good? I want to impress my friends.
Yeah, it looks good. Some would say you look super.
Ooh. Okay, well, I'm trusting you on this, so...
Yeah, you can trust me. I am a female half-elf.
All right, well, thank you so much. And I give her another 50 gold pieces, because I've never had this much money in my life. I don't know what to do with it. So, yeah. And then I sashay away.
Yeah, you head on out with everything. And then we meet Fred. When you guys get to the reserve before meeting with Ray while Tiresias is getting his sword, what did you want to look up, Fred? Or...
I think actually I just want to shop for new armor.
Okay.
Specifically, I'm looking for studded leather armor of poison resistance because I saw what happened to Bort.
Okay, so you head into Gilmore's as Bort's walking out with his cape on.
How do I look? I give like a little,
Wait.
Like I'm Dracula.
You look very dashing.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, I think I just want to do armor with a plus something. Whatever it is that we can get with the money that Pizza Tacos will lend me from our advance.
Yeah, so let me... So you want studded leather, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to... Alright, so... Crap. I will look this... I will purchase this later, but you have two choices. You can get the regular +1, studded leather, which would be 13 plus your dex modifier, I believe, is how the pluses work, because it's 12 plus for regular, and I'm thinking +1.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So you can do that, or as you walk in, she goes, I have this special piece that came in for about 250 gold pieces. It's called a Last Stand armor. Yeah, you get it just in-game things. You get +1 to your AC, and if you die wearing the armor, it's destroyed, but you don't die. You stay at 1 hit point. But if you are killed by a celestial, fae, or fiend within 30 feet of you, they must succeed on a saving throw or take damage. So,
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll do that.
Okay.
Sure.
Yep. So I will get it. You'll see it in the thing next time you sign into D&D Beyond. Just to let you know.
Sounds good.
Because, yeah, I read about this in I got the Wild Mount book, so I read about it in there, but just didn't have it on
Right.
D&D Beyond. And I was waiting for somebody to want studded leather armor and offer it to the first person that asked for it. So, yeah, so you'll see that next time. So now that everybody has what they need, is that it? We can fast forward back to the teleportation room.
Yep.
Good. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So he gets done explaining to you the gate stones and the place where he's sending you. Points you to the circle. Makes the snide remark about devils taking over the council, and that would never happen here. And then the last thing he says before we step into the circle, and he pulls out of a satchel that's on the left. He pulls out what would be like winter type clothes, like jackets for you guys. And he goes, you might want to put these on before you go into that circle. So you each get a piece of winter equipment that would fit your aesthetic. So however you want to, in your mind, think of that. And then you can describe it to me probably next episode at this point. And so you guys go and you step into the teleportation circle, and you see that familiar white light and flash, and you hear just before you flash away, Ray yells, "Watch out for the Yetis!" And then you land, come to. There's whole bunch of wind and snow, and it is freezing here. You are absolutely glad you were given those jackets. It's probably close to 0 degrees or so where you are. It is a frozen tundra that you are standing on, and when you guys plop down and come to and the lights, you find yourself here in this, and you see roll perception checks for me. Even though you guys probably see the map on Roll20, if you still have it open.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
I have a dirty 20.
So as soon as you guys land, everybody 15 or higher notices that within 20 feet of you, 30 feet to some. You see just 2 Yetis pop their heads up and look at you. And
geez.
that is where we'll end this episode.
Great.